Hello, I hope you are all doing fantastic today. I am going to be counting up my sinking funds for the month of January. I cannot believe it's already the end of January and we are already a month into the year. It is going by very fast. I don't know if you feel the exact same, but welcome on in. If you are new, I hope that you'll stick around, you will subscribe. I am on a mission to reach 500 subscribers by the end of 2026, and I will be doing a giveaway of some amazing budgeting items I've either purchased or received over the years to help somebody on their budgeting journey as well. And I am Deidre, by the way. Hello, I am in my mid to late 30s. I work full-time in Canada, and you will see these types of videos from me every single month towards the end of the month to see how I am progressing on my sinking funds, how I'm making progress towards some goals. And so you can always be on the lookout for this. And I do have a playlist, so if you want to go back and watch some of mine and see my progression throughout the entire time I've been here, definitely go check that out. I will try and make sure that is linked. So yes, we are going to be figuring out what kind of progress I have made. I use an Excel spreadsheet because it does all the formulas for me. It is on my laptop, which is over to the side here. I don't show the screen, but I do share all the numbers. So we are going to start out, and we are going to be starting out a little differently, but I'm going to be going into my monthly savings challenges, and we are going to be counting up the money, and we are going to, be going from there. So I do not count any savings challenges in terms of my savings challenges. I do savings challenges around the time that I get paid, as well as mini savings challenges. They do not get included in these. There's just a few sort of monthly challenges that I'm including because when I finish a challenge, that goes towards a sinking fund. So, first up, we are doing a year of savings. This is an IRA monthly challenge, and I started it in January, and so I have 2040 in there. And so there was nothing obviously last month, so we are up, and I have no plans for this money at the current moment. I'm going to use it towards something probably this year that I either want or to boost a sinking fund. I also have a couple challenges behind here. So I have a 2026 challenge from IRA, and I did this in the last little bit of 2026 just to complete it. I probably will complete it again. And I have no plans for this money. It had $180 at the end of December, and it has not gotten any extras, but it has 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, and 180. So there's been no change there. And I'm going to really think long and hard before I spend that money. So it's going to be something I either really want or maybe something that I'm needing and I just don't have the money. So I do have savings challenges behind here, but like I say, we do not count those. And next up, I am going to do these two binders. So if you have been around for a while, you know that I was trying to complete this these two binders are from Iris Budgets. By the way, I do try and link everything down below. I am going to need surgery in 2026. I had surgery in 2025. I will be on disability. So obviously there's a gap between what I typically bring home and disability, and I still will need to pay bills as well as still want to fund some goals of mine. So I need about $1,000, fingers crossed, knock on wood, that's enough, to cover that gap. So I was using this binder to complete saving up $1,000. I did $500 towards the end of 2025, and I just finished this binder recently, so it now has $1,000 in here. And so we had $845 in here last month, and sorry, my mouse is just kind of wanting to not cooperate nicely. Okay, we now have $1,000 in there, so it is fully funded. It's in a savings account, and so when I have surgery, I will have that money that I can access, but we are up $155 in there. And this binder is a 1K saver. In Canada, we have something called tax-free savings account. It's really meant to save money for the future, more so towards retirement. You can only contribute a certain amount per year, but if you have contribution room left, you can obviously put money in. Anything that grows in terms of like investments within that within that bucket, within that, you do not pay tax on when you withdraw, but it's really meant for retirement. And that is my goal, is to save at least $1,000 and put a lump sum in there kind of every year and have it work for me. And then I'm trying to not touch it. It's not an emergency fund. I'm trying to earmark it for way in the future for retirement. So in here, we just started this month. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80. And this little mini challenge just will help me just get to $200, and then I will redistribute. And that is also from Iris Budgets. So this is something that regularly gets money every single paycheck. So this one will grow every single month. Next up, I'm going to go into my A5. So all of these amazing, I'm fumbling for my words. I do apologize. I'm recording this after work. All these wonderful trackers are custom trackers from Iris Budgets as well. And I have my emergency, which is a priority, and I treat it like a bill. And this has been getting money every single paycheck, and I do not intend to stop. My goal is to get at least $3,000 in here this year, but of course I will pretty much never stop saving in an emergency fund. So we have 1,000, 400, 500, 600, 700, and 750 in the bank. So we are up $100 from last month because it gets $50 a paycheck minimum. And I had 2 paychecks in January. Next up is new vehicle. So new vehicle is something that I'm going to slowly be saving for. I don't need a vehicle right now. My vehicle is 11 years old. I've had to do like small minor repairs. I'm thankful my dad is able to do most of those. And so it's just a matter of paying for the parts and helping him out. So this is just going to slowly be saving for a new vehicle. I would like to have no loan. I have not had a car loan in, probably close to 8-9 years. The last vehicle, the vehicle I am driving, my parents were kind enough to gift me, and I will pay them back, or I have paid them back for most of it. So I was having a lot of issues with the vehicle prior. It was costing me thousands of dollars in vehicle repairs, and it was absolutely not worth it. So bought something that was a little bit newer, but just wasn't known to have the issues. So yes, saving up for a new vehicle, and this is getting money every paycheck, but it's just a slow builder. It's not a huge sprint or anything. So in new vehicle, we have $50 in the bank, and it had $20 last month, so we are up $30 there. So that is good. Next up is month ahead. So if you go back and watch, I am not doing a typical month ahead. I am planning to purchase a different place either this year or next year. I want to use this money as, instead of relying on my paycheck, when I do that, I want to be able to have the money here, because my goal is to purchase my new place and then sell my current place. So yes, you're kind of in a way paying for 2 places at once, so it will help me with some regular bills. So I am saving for the 2nd month already, and so we are just going to add up what we already have saved here, and I have it written on the front, and we have $2,110 saved, and I treat this like a bill as well, and so it gets a minimum of $50 a paycheck. And so last month it had $2,010, so we are up $100 in there. I'm going to pull the binder that I don't typically use a whole lot. This is for future items. This is for kind of less priority sinking funds is what I would call them. So first up, we have renewals, what I'm calling renewals. And so this is my AAA as well as my car registration. We have to pay for registration every year in the province that I live, and each one is about $100. So I have $200 in there. And what happens when I pay for one of these, so coming up, I think in April, I will have to renew my AAA. I will pay it, and then I will essentially try and fastly save. I don't think that was a good word oh my God, my words are failing me. I try and save as fast as I can to then have the next year's amount. So when after I pay it, I will try and save for it probably over 2, maybe 3 paychecks. And then I know I have the money come next year. I don't treat it like, oh, I have to put money in here every single month or every single paycheck. That is how I typically do certain categories. Next up is subscriptions. So I have Disney Plus for free through my internet and cable provider, just due to my cable and internet package. And I do pay for Netflix monthly. I've definitely toyed with canceling it. I do not have Amazon Prime, and I do have Sirius XM, which I listen to in my vehicle and while I work. And I did pay for a year. Well, I paid for a year. I got a deal at $5 a month for 2 years. That deal will be coming to an end at the end of July, I think, maybe June, and I will have to decide if I want to renew. If I do, I will definitely try and get $5 a month, but if they can't offer me that, then I will definitely let it go. It has nothing and has had nothing for quite a while. Next up is health, which is just like a health buffer. I typically need this more towards the end of the year when my health spending runs out, because I get reimbursed through my health spending account through work for things that I pay for. So like my prescriptions, if I go to the dentist, if I claim my contacts, things like that. It's not a lot of money. It typically runs out before the end of the year most years. So it's money that I can draw on if I need to. So at the end of December, it had 40, and it should still 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. So that is correct. So no change there. And it will get, I think, a little bit of money from probably a savings challenge. Next up is travel. Travel is very low on my priority list. It's very expensive to travel. It has not gotten any money in quite a long time. It's just not a priority in my life right now. I just have other priorities. So at the end of December, we had 150, and we still do. And if you enjoy traveling, that is amazing. It's just living in Canada. Any Canadian will tell you it's so expensive to just travel to almost anywhere. So next up is night out, which is earmarked for, lately I've been using it for yoga classes put on through my city's rec program, but I could use it if I wanted to go see a comedy show. Obviously I don't have enough in here to see a concert, but if there was something like that, this is what it's earmarked for. So at the end, and I think I might be signing up for the next go round in March of a yin yoga that I have been taking, and I've been quite liking it. So if I do, it's $50, and that's where this money would come into play. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, and 60, and it's had no change since last month, just because it's not really a high priority right now. And like I say, I might use it for yoga, but I already have enough to cover that session. I think it's 5 sessions. So next up is going to be my sort of revolving sinking funds, things that are a little bit more priority. So hair, I get my hair done about every 9 to 11 weeks. I get my roots done, a bang trim. So at the end of December, I had $60 in here. It did get stuffed twice, but I did have my appointment this month. So we are sitting at $15, and my appointments cost me $75. That includes tax and a tip, and it does help because I do go to somebody that works independently. I've known her for over 2 decades, and also she's not trying to, I don't want to say rip off people, but she's very understanding of people, and she still needs the business. So she's willing to sort of, she still obviously needs to make money, but she's not, I would say she's not overly charging, if that makes sense. So next up is nails. So nails, I get done between about every 4 to 6 weeks, and my esthetician I've known for a decade and a half. My appointments are $30. That includes tax and a tip, and same situation. She owns her own business, and so yeah, that's why I'm able to get it for what I get it for. So we have 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, and 45. And we had 45 at the end of December. It did get money, but I did have an appointment in here, so that's why it doesn't look like it had a change. Next up is beauty. So beauty at the end of December had 70 in here. I did use money from here. So it is at 10, 15, 20, and 25 in here now. So it is down 45, but this one, money gets put in, money gets used. That's the whole point of it. So, and this is more earmarked for like shampoo, conditioner, more expensive makeup, like than if I can just use my spending money at the drugstore. Like if I'm just buying a drugstore mascara, which I use drugstore mascaras, that would just come out of my spending money. So it's more meant for my skincare and my hair care, and if I needed something a bit more expensive on the makeup end. So next up is clothes. Clothes had 110 at the end of December. It should still, because I haven't purchased anything. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 1, 5, and 10. So no change, but if I need some money, I definitely have some money in here. Okay, next up is technology. I'm still deciding what to cap this at. It would be earmarked for a new laptop when mine decides to quit working, because they just don't seem to make technology to last anymore. At the end of December, I had $450 in here, and I have 300, 450, 60, 70. So we're up 20 bucks in there. I think, yeah, I'm just kind of debating what to cap this at, but I think capping it at a certain amount and then stopping and then rebuilding if I need to use it, I think is what I'm going to do. So next up is pets. I do not have a current pet. The whole reason for purchasing a new place is to get a pet, because where I live does not allow pets of any variety. I knew that when I bought. But I am very lonely, and I would like to have a dog of my own, as well as to have my parents' dog, my sister's, and my brother's dog to be able to come over and visit, and I then can then babysit them if they need to be. So in Pet Fund, we have 500, 700, 800 in there. I'm just going to find it on my spreadsheet, and this gets money every single paycheck because I am treating it like I already have a pet. So it is up $100 from last month. Gifts, this is earmarked for birthdays in my family, as well as Mother's Day, Father's Day. So it doesn't have a lot right now because birthdays in my family are not until the summer. So in here we had 20 bucks last month, and we have 10, 15, and 20. And it is going to get some money when there is a savings challenge finish. So it will get a little bit, and then it'll start to get stuff more in the springtime. Next up is giving. So giving, donating to things that speak to me, call out to me, that I want to support. We had $30 in here at the end of December. I typically do a donation when it's at least over $20. I do try and like to give at least 25 or 30. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 in here. I just haven't made any donations this month, but I am sure I will, probably sometime in the near future. So it is up 20 bucks in there, but that is what the money is meant for. Or if there was like a GoFundMe that I felt like I wanted to help out, that sort of thing. All right, we have one more binder, and this is for the future. This is for a future home. And so I am saving up in what I'm calling new home, and it is going to be earmarked for things like moving costs, lawyers' fees. It will not be my down payment. I will be using the equity in my current place as a down payment on the new place. So in the bank, we have 500, 600, 20, and 40 in here. And it is getting money every single paycheck because this is a huge priority for me. And we had 570 in December, so we're up 70 bucks. I have condo insurance that I have already in the bank. It is $300, and we have had that for quite a while, so there's been no change in there. And next up is furniture, because obviously when I move, I will probably definitely need some more furniture. I'm definitely not against buying secondhand, thrifting it, that type of thing. I don't need everything to look aesthetically exactly the same. I'm not that person. So we are saving for that slowly, and it had $100 at the end of December, and it has $100 now. And we have these categories written on my spreadsheet, but I'm not putting anything into them. Appliances probably appliances for a new place, maintenance, obviously maintenance for a new place. So I just want to make sure. I know I have some online accounts that I need to quickly touch on, so I do not stuff them into a binder. They are all done via online. They get money transferred every single paycheck. So the first one is vehicle. So that is different than new vehicle. That is meant for anything that I need to do in terms of repairs for a vehicle. So that does not include gas or car washes, that type of thing. It's more meant for vehicle maintenance. I did save up in here and buy new tires because I needed new winter tires, so things like that. At the end of December, we had $340.95. Because it is an online account, there will always be a little bit of interest, but also then I'm just basically taking out exactly what the amount was for the part or whatever. So at the end of January, we have $411.08. Like I say, it gets money every single paycheck. Next up is household. So this is more earmarked for toilet paper if I need to buy dishwashing liquid, if I need to say replace, let's just say all of a sudden all my cups broke, I would use that money out of here. I did have to use some money out of this account because I did have a small little plumbing problem the other week. Not a big deal. No flooding or anything like that. The first part that my dad replaced, of course, didn't totally fix the problem, so had to pick up another part. So it cost me around about $30 for those two parts. So at the end of December, there was $35.02 in here, and now we have $75.04. So it did get some money, but like I said, it had to have a little bit used for that plumbing problem. But that's why I keep saving, because when something like that happens, even if I knew that it was going to be a big repair, I know I have money in my emergency fund. I know I have money that I can access. So it turns it more into like, this is an annoying thing. This is just testing my patience type of thing, instead of panicking going, where am I going to find the money? So definitely always be saving. Honestly, $5, $10 here and there can add up and just give you peace of mind should something happen. And the last online account is Christmas. Yes, I do save for Christmas. I've been saving for Christmas every single paycheck for the last few years, and it just makes Christmas time so much calmer. I know I can buy something, say in January, July. If I want to pick up something in September, I have money that I can draw on. I do set out a rough budget in terms of how much I want to spend per person. Now, that does not mean if my budget is $60 for this person and I spend $55, do I feel the need to then spend the $5? No, I'll usually keep it there. I do allow a little bit of variance, so things like you don't think of. Last year I picked up some new Christmas cards, some more wrapping paper, so I always do add like a little bit of money in for variance. Or if, all of a sudden, I want to buy somebody a gift that I hadn't thought of or is new in my life, then that's where it comes into play. But it has $40 in there, so it gets money every single paycheck. So yes, I highly encourage doing that, because Christmas comes every year. So at the end of December, I was just shy of $8,000. I had $7,985.97 across all of these different categories. Keep in mind, this does not include my checking account. This does not include my investments. This does not include my property tax account. So it does not include savings challenges that are not yet completed. So realistically, I do have way more than this. I just don't share certain numbers. So this is just mainly sinking funds. At the end of January, I had $8,761.12. So woohoo, we are getting close to $9,000. Yay, I'm so happy. I know that lots of these things will fluctuate, so some will get money, some will go down. I know when I obviously purchase a new place, all that money that's earmarked for that will probably be gone, but that is the whole reason why I do this, why I save, why I continue to cash budget. This works for me, and I hope that it works for you, even if you're doing it digitally. So like I say, I have online accounts only, and you know what? You can definitely see it grow, especially if you make an effort to do money towards it every single paycheck. So I just hope this gives you motivation to either stay on your journey or start your journey. And yes, so that is it. That was the video. I do this again every single month so that I can see my progress. And I am just super happy with how this is going. So yes, I hope that if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I am going to do a giveaway when I reach 500 subscribers. You have to be subscribed to win. It will be a huge package of various different savings challenges and A6 dashboards and things that I've either purchased over the years or been included in purchases or I've been given so that I can just give back to this amazing budgeting community. And if you were returning, yes, I would love for you to leave comments down below. I love engaging with you, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.